Radio Hereford FC, the only station with full match commentaries of the Bulls. Every game, every week.
Hello and welcome again to We're Going Down the Pub with me, Frank Williams, and I'll say again, the ever youthful Mr. Simon Wright.
You really are after another beer, aren't you?
This is the third recording that we've done in the same session, and we're still only on our first point.
Yeah.
We're slipping here.
Yeah, we are.
Because we're going to do we'll have a discussion first about what it actually is. It's Frome.
Is it Frome or is it Frome?
Well, you see,
I would pronounce it Frome.
You would, yes. Well, so would I, because if it was, it would be a broom would be a brome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy with Frome.
However, it is Frome, apparently. Yeah. Well, is it potato or potato?
Is it
Tomato or
Shrewsbury? Yeah,
well,
yeah.
absolutely. Is it Dion Warwick or Dion Warwick?
Oh,
well,
it's getting heavy now, man. After not even 1 point, this is heavy going.
That is not. So we put it down to the Yanks then. You can call it Frome, and we'll call it Frome.
Frome. Okay. I'm liking that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, thanks here.
We must put our thanks into Radio Hereford's bin man, Andy Lawrence, or more precisely, bin loving man.
Who can forget
Yes.
the blue bins of Tiverton?
He clearly couldn't, you know.
Andy Lawrence is also one of our summarisers who sits by us when we are doing our broadcasts and keeps us up to date with the scores from the Southern League Premier. He's only done one session so far, very good it was as well, and we'll be making a lot of use of him when we go to visit clubs in this sort of area. I'm sure he will be the updatable person when we go to Frome, and hopefully as well he will tell us all about the bins.
Exactly,
right.
Yeah. I mean, Andy very kindly stepped in late notice and dashed down to Frome.
Dashed down to Frome.
Yes.
He lives in Weston-super Mary.
Well, I know.
3/4 of the way there anyway.
Yeah, okay. I was laying it on thick as
he hopped in his car and took the short trip to Frome on his way back, probably.
He won't do any more, I think. You go up like this, but
no, he's a great man. He covers a lot of the Southwest Peninsula for us, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And beyond.
He does. He very kindly met the chairman of Vice, or the vice chairman, Ivan Carver, and Gary Collinson as the football director, so got straight from the horse's mouth.
Now you see, in this league we're getting vice chairman and we're getting football directors. We're not getting the people that we met last year.
The caretakers.
Like the caretakers
and the groundsmen. Them are sometimes the most knowledgeable people.
Well, they know them. And the person who actually opened the back of the floodlights so we could plug our electricity supply in at Swindon.
I met an owner. I met the St Neots owner. So we are moving in higher circles these days, aren't we?
And we've got the discipline officers and so on.
Oh, we miss those, don't we?
The discipline officer, Peter Dix, asked. Where was that?
Oh, along the Oxfordshire grounds, wasn't it?
Yes,
in the middle
of
Wantage?
No, it wasn't Wantage. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
He has been promoted.
Has he?
He's now vice chairman.
No.
Oh, yes.
I'm gobsmacked.
Well, there you go. But if that was a club that had a committee of 17, and two people on the committee were the Saturday turnstile operator and the Tuesday. We don't get that at this level now.
We don't.
We now actually have football directors.
Serious people.
Now, of course, when we really hit the heights, we'll have director of football.
Oh Lord,
now what is the difference between a football director and a director of football? I know the answer. Premier League director of football.
Director of football works directly with the manager or the coach.
Director,
Okay. Now I think the question most people ask about Frome is, where is it? And I had to look it up, or Andy told me, to be fair. It's 13 miles south of Bath.
That is no distance at all for us.
Well, it's a luxury.
No, it's not bad. Lark Hall?
Luxury, yeah.
If you went to Lark Hall last year...
And keep going. Basically, just keep going. It's a sizable town, 26,000 people.
Ooh, that's Ross plus Leominster and three-quarters of Lembury.
Yeah, thrown in as well, yeah.
And possibly the outskirts of Frome.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
It is.
And
actually, it's half a Hereford.
Oh, yeah, that's a better way of looking at it, half a Hereford, yeah. And it was once voted 6th coolest town in the UK.
The 6th?
Coolest town, yeah.
Right.
But Godalming were a cool town until we played them, and now they're just hot under the collar now, aren't they?
Well, yes. Weren't they the 4th most desirable place to live in the United Kingdom?
Yeah.
Godalming?
Yeah.
Not if you're a football fan.
No.
Or particularly a goalkeeper.
Indeed.
Yeah.
They seem to like our Waitrose anyway, but there you go.
Right.
Okay, let's say a little bit about Frome FC. They've only ever played on one ground since they were born in 1904.
That's just before 7:05.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Used to be called Badger's Hill, which is a sort of quaint old name, until somebody decided that they had to have a sponsor every year and change the name every year.
Every year?
Every year. Yeah.
So every year they become a new club named after their sponsor?
Well, yeah. They change the name of the ground every year.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, this is...
So what is it at the moment?
It's the very catchy Blind Man's Brewery Stadium
I
this
like
year.
that. I like that, because presumably that means they'll have some real ales. Mm-hmm. If it's sponsored by a brewery, surely the brewery are going to plaster the clubhouse with real ales?
Yes, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? You really would, yeah.
Mind you, Blind Man's Brewery.
It's a bit alarming.
We'll have to have a word with Nick, the landlord here, and see if he's heard of it.
Yes.
Because he's had most brews from that part of the world.
Yeah, every week, yeah.
We'll find out and let you know,
Blind Man's
folks.
Brewery, okay.
Yep.
Last year it was called the Special Effects Stadium.
Well, that fancy lighting, the floodlights would flash at you.
Yeah, well, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? But it's the name of a worthy local charity, apparently, which is a bit dull, really, but there you go. Now, last year, I'm going to use that phrase, living the dream again.
Yeah.
Last year, Frome finished 8th in the Southern League.
That's not bad.
That's the highest ever finish for them.
Right.
They were living the dream because they've lost all 3 of their home games so far this season. Lost to Weymouth, to Biggleswade and Tivy Town, and lost all 3 of them. Yep. Same old problem. They've got no Jamies. No Jamies. You know, I mean, this management lark is easy, really. You know, if a club wants to be successful, you get more Jamies.
Well, they could do the Jamie Edge available.
Exactly, Jamie Edge. Oh, dear. Why do they make it so difficult?
Talk about their manager. Tell us about their manager.
Oh, he's a very busy chap, Josh Jeffries. He owns and runs a property management company. He's got 3 young children, and he lives in Bristol.
That's a bit of a trek.
So
it's a bit of a trek. It's not a massive trek.
Well, yeah,
it's an hour, isn't it?
When you're a manager, you're working all the time, aren't you? So no wonder he's got 4 coaches to help him.
Right, that's just to ferry the kids to the matches and that. Yeah.
That's a lot of coaches, though, isn't it? 4 coaches now. If I haven't got 4, but okay. Well, let's look at the ground. It's perfectly decent ground. Allegedly room for 3,000.
Okay.
I think once upon a time they actually did fill that 3,000, but it's been a very long time since they've done it. Last year, this was obviously Frome's most successful season ever. The average gate rose to 254.
Right. And main stand has got
250 seats.
That means there's 4 people at a stand.
Exactly.
Last year.
That's just one stand. They've got another one, but I'll tell you about.
Oh, right.
Rather like Royston, it's got some metal supports.
Poor old Greg Davis. He hates having an interrupted view. He always says, can I move 1 seat along, or can I move 1 seat that way? Can I sit in the row behind to do the commentary, because I've got a pillar that's obstructing the view. And we always say, you've got a neck, mate, stretch your neck so you can see round it. So we had terrible, well, we didn't have to, he just sat there and did it.
It was a stand a bit like a sock with camel, with all those struts yesterday, wasn't it? But there you go. Okay, opposite the seated area is a large covered terrace on a...
That is covered, that's good.
Yep. On a concrete base, and it's got delightful black rubbish bins. Now, these are Andy's words, by the way. I think his inner bin fetish is coming out.
Inner bin? Does it mean they put liners in them?
Yeah, he's got liners. Yeah. I mean, can we use the word fetish, do you think, Frank, or will the censor step in again?
No, I think fetish is perfectly acceptable.
In a bin concept.
Well, yes, if you like bins, I suppose a bin fetish.
It's possible.
If you open it and you see Andy in there, sorting through the rubbish, then you might have. Well, it's like going through next door neighbour's washing basket.
It's very
similar.
similar.
Off the line. Very similar.
He's not going to do any more graduates for us. Sorry. Okay. On top of, not literally on top, but as well as another stand, there's another stand. Second covered seated stand.
Right.
Another 250 bright red seats.
Bright red seats.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't clash with the bins anyway.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I think that stand is actually behind the goal, so it's a bit different.
Right. Okay.
Adults.
A seated stand behind the goal.
Yeah.
It's very championship level, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit different.
Which championship? I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yep.
Sort of bog standard prices really. Adults £10, concessions £7. Students, if you bring your card, it's £3. And if you're under 16, it's free. So that's
excellent. What if you're an under 16 student?
Oh, under 16 you've been at school, aren't you? So okay.
Disabled.
Disabled, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure of any making the trip midweek, but if you are, you're not going to have a problem. There's a flat road right around the ground, around the pitch really. Yeah. It's inside the ground. And there are dedicated toilets in the clubhouse. Use turnstile A near clubhouse to get an easy entry.
Turnstile A is what you've got to look for. Car parking.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's literally inside the ground.
Right. A
bit like Royston, but you actually park cars all around the pitch apparently.
Right.
Which, given Jamie Molyneux's recent shooting expertise, I think you better check your insurance before you park in the ground. Yeah.
See how many windscreens you're allowed a year on your insurance, everybody.
It will make a good sweepstake, though. How many cars are going to get hit in 90 minutes? But yeah.
The number of times I've had to park on an outfield at a cricket match, park my car, and you think, whatever.
Ooh,
not that I ever attempted to hit one, but I know there are some batsmen I played with over the years that sort of used to try and target cars if they possibly could. Oh yes. Yeah.
I knew the reason I didn't like cricket. That's savage. Okay. Now, if you don't get in the ground, if you're not running the first 60, or you don't want your windscreen smashed, look out for Selby Academy. It's a local school, 200 metres away. That's the overflow facility. If that doesn't work, there is a housing estate outside, opposite the main entrance, which, some of it is double yellow lines, but you've got a chance if you're really desperate. Stick your car in there. Okay.
Now, refreshments. It is an evening fixture.
Yeah. So you.
And a Wednesday.
Yes, that's unusual. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Again, I emphasise these are Andy's recommendations, not mine, so I'm not going to sit in this pub all by myself.
Right now, let me just tell you that their sports bar, clubhouse, it is open 7 days a week.
It is.
And they are sponsored, the ground is sponsored this year by a brewery.
That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does.
They've got bar stewards.
They have indeed.
I thought I'd better get that in.
Yeah.
You seem to like that phrase. Okay, it's going to open from 6 o'clock on the Wednesday night for Thirsty Bulls.
Yep.
Okay, the clubhouse has got a function room next to it, loads of seating, etc. Football food, usual lagers, plus usual Doom Bar.
Why do you say that? That's the first time this season that you've mentioned Doom Bar.
I'm trying not to mention it.
Do you know why? Because we're back in the southwest, aren't we? This is one of those clubs, the southwest.
Yes.
You see, we've been to all these north of London ones.
Who like this cheap stuff? Yeah,
exactly.
Now, for cider lovers, there's Apple Shed. Now, Frome tell me this is from Hereford, although I can't find any reference to it anywhere. If anybody can help.
Yeah, but there will be some inferior Somerset products.
Indeed, as well, clearly inferior Somerset products on top of this alleged Hereford product called Apple Shed, which I've never heard of, but there you go.
Right, local pubs?
Very local pub, but you're not going to miss this one, the Vine Tree Pub. It's 20 paces from the turnstiles and bright yellow, so you've got a fair chance of spotting it.
It should be in Tiverton if it's bright yellow.
It should be, shouldn't it? Yeah, perhaps they missed the trick there.
20 paces from the turnstile. These are Andy's paces.
He's done well, hasn't he?
After he's been there.
Yep, he's done
well.
So
presumably, staggering a bit, it's probably as few as 15.
And if you're very tall, maybe fewer than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they also insist on serving Doom Bar, which is a bit of a drag, though they do have 2 guest ales which rotate a lot. Now, cider lovers, oh dear, cider lovers have the choice between Strongbow and Thatcher's. I mean, I think you're better off drinking in the clubhouse if you want to drink cider, okay? And it's a strange one. The pub website also insists John Smith's Extra Smooth is the nation's #1 ale.
What?
I'm sort of going off
Will
this
you
place.
repeat that?
Yeah. Okay, John Smith's Extra Smooth is the nation's #1 ale, according to the website for the Vine Tree Pub. It's a curious post, isn't it? #1 for what, I suppose?
Well,
Mark, you might ask.
it's a curious website in that case. One wonders where they get their information from.
Yes.
Presumably from a backhander from John Smith. I would
Could be.
imagine.
Yeah. It might be #1 for not being drunk.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know,
But they do serve food all day.
all day, and
Yeah.
you know that could be very handy for a night game. Evening menu's got pastas, steak, including a 12-ounce sirloin steak.
Excellent for me.
Suits you?
Love it.
Burgers, all-day breakfasts, and any item on the menu can be ordered as a takeaway if you need to dash out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine a 12-ounce sirloin
Now, what if
on a
you-
bat,
yeah.
but
What if you get down? What if you get down early? What if you make a day of it and you sort of go in the afternoon or whatever?
yeah, it's a quirky place, the town centre.
Well, especially
Yeah.
if they can't name it, they don't know whether it's Frome or Frome.
Oh,
it will be quirky,
It'll
won't
be
it?
quirky. It's easy, just call it quirky. It's easier. There's a whole load of cobblers there, in fact.
What? Really?
Yeah, numerous cobbled streets.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
fine,
numerous
yeah,
cobbled streets. Okay. There's a specialist cider house called the Lamb and Fountain, which is a very popular pub locally. They're selling Doombar again. Place is obsessed with Doombar. I imagine there's some flesh pots, but I've not had a chance to investigate those myself.
Right, well, okay. I must point out that Simon has introduced that word
Yeah.
to see if it's spotted by Keith Hall
Yeah.
and edited out.
Yeah.
We don't think it will be,
No.
because this is the third podcast that we've recorded this evening, and you'll probably listen to about the first
Yeah,
8
you'll be,
minutes
yeah,
of the
that's
first
enough
one.
of this, yeah.
And we'll see if that got
Yeah.
through. If there are any flesh pots in Frome,
Yeah.
we don't know. Okay,
But
how far is it?
however, we must say first of all, by special request, there is no Waitrose in Frome. You will have to go to Bath. I know that's a bit of a detour, but if you want your quail's egg for breakfast, you're going to have to go to Bath to Waitrose.
Right.
Okay. This is something that's come up on social media. Very important to mention the local Waitrose apparently, but the request we get is just bizarre, isn't it?
Okay, get in there.
Get in there. Okay, 90 miles
From the
Luxury.
shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Yep, okay. Rail, that's sort of masochists only. You can do it. It just takes you 7 hours on the train to get back.
To get back.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
okay.
straightforward going
And it's
there.
an evening kick-off.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I think it rolled about 5 in the morning.
Right.
So it'd be interesting if somebody actually did it and they could tell us about it. But
Hereford Away Days,
Yeah.
the details are already up
They are.
on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
Book with Reg.
book now.
Yeah,
Book
and
now.
that'll be good. It's
Yeah.
only 4 days after you get back from Weymouth, or in my case, it'll be about 4 hours before after I get back from Weymouth. Well, that's very good, Simon. That's interesting one. Frome. It'll be like going back, I think, to last season to the south and west, because it's going to be a similar sort of experience.
Yes.
A
Yes.
similar sort of
Definitely
area,
better ground,
and
yeah.
a very similar sort of Doombar.
Oh, it's everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely, and very few Jamies. So, and Alison will see as well. They're dropping you out. Yeah, we don't get
Yeah,
many
we may have to
Jamies.
sign some more.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, that's the end of this podcast
Ta-ra, Rakid.
on Frome, and our drinks are now empty, so we will replenish our glasses. We will see you all again soon. Thank you very much for listening.
This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls. Match Day Live.